Copilot Cowork is generally available today. It's an agentic system that takes on your complex, long-running multi-tool jobs and hands back a finished result, not a draft or suggestion. The question top of mind for customers today is how to budget for it. So give me a few minutes and I'll show you how the pricing works and how to estimate and manage your spend. It all starts with a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, which is like your ticket to entry. It's what Cowork needs to run. We put a lot of value into that license and will continue to do so. It includes the latest models from providers like OpenAI and Anthropic. There's Copilot Chat and Copilot in the apps you rely on every day, including Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Teams. It's got pre-built agents like Researcher and Analyst. And finally, there's Work IQ, the intelligence layer that understands your work context. All of that is available to you for a predictable, per user, per month price. Cowork adds a new dimension of intelligence, and it's billed in a different way. Instead of a flat fee, you pay only for what you use, based on the jobs that you actually run. Your Copilot Cowork usage is measured in something we call Copilot credits. A Copilot credit costs 1 cent or less depending on how you decide to purchase them. The price of any one job comes down to 4 inputs: the model a job uses, the context it retrieves, the tools it calls, and the use of what we call a runtime environment. You add those 4 together, and that's the cost of the job. That's it. It's pretty simple. Now, the real question is how you turn that into a number you can actually plan and budget for. Looking at customers in our Frontier program that have been using Cowork for months, we saw 3 patterns emerge. We think of them as light, medium, and heavy jobs. A light job draws on a few sources, applies light reasoning, and produces a single output. A medium job pulls from several sources and generates 2 or 3 outputs. And a heavy job aggregates very broadly, reasons very deeply, and produces many outputs. As you might imagine, the lighter the job, the fewer the Copilot credits required. The heavier the job, the more Copilot credits are required to run it. From there, we looked at who's actually running these jobs, and we landed on 4 personas, each with its own mix of light, medium, and heavy work. When you take your users by persona, apply their mix of jobs, and multiply by the price of Copilot credits, that gives you your estimate. Now, we built a simple Excel spreadsheet you can download and use yourself to get an estimate that's tailored to your team or your organization. Our goal here is to demystify the process. The costs are what they are, and this just shows you how they add up so you can plan accordingly. Once you can estimate your spend, the next thing you'll want to do is to manage it. And we built our cost management around 3 ideas: control, visibility, and efficiency. So let's start with control. Cowork is off by default, which means you decide when it turns on, who gets access, and how much they can spend. You can set limits at the tenant, the group, and the user level. Plus, you'll see alerts and credit requests when someone needs more. Now let's talk visibility. You can see usage broken down by user, group, and feature. And soon, you'll be able to see the cost of each job the moment it runs. The third element is efficiency. You can choose pay-as-you-go or commit to a volume for a discounted rate on credits. And you can pick the right model for the job. Billing for Cowork starts June 16th, but if you were using it through our Frontier program, you've got a grace period and won't be billed until July 1st. If you want to go deeper, the pricing guide on Microsoft Learn has all the details, and that spreadsheet will get you a working estimate in just a few minutes. That's it. That's the full picture. The model, how you estimate your costs, and the controls to manage it. We can't wait to see what you're going to do with Copilot Cowork.